Good evening. Welcome to a new quality bedtime stories with J.M. Benjamin. I'm your host, author J.M. Benjamin, www.anewqualitypublishing.com. This evening, we will be continuing the reading of my freshman novel, Down in the Dirty. If you haven't read it already, please listen along and follow us on YouTube, A New Quality Publishing, as well as Facebook and Twitter, A New Quality Publishing and J.M. Benjamin. Tonight, I will be beginning with Chapter 13. You guys ready? Okay, let's go. Vanessa banged her fist against the metal door. "Who is it?" an elderly voice asked. "It's me, Nana," Vanessa yelled to her grandmother through the still thick door. She could hear the locks being undone and the chain sliding off as her grandmother started opening up the door. "Hey, sugar," her grandmother greeted with open arms. This was the only person in the world that Vanessa truly loved. For as long as she could remember, her Nana had always been there for her and loved her unconditionally. Even when her mother turned her back on her and disowned her when she found out what Vanessa was doing in the streets, her grandmother was still there for her. She was an only child, so she had no siblings to turn to, and she had never known her father. Nonetheless, her grandmother showed Vanessa enough love to pardon the absence of both parents. "Where you been at, child? I ain't seen you in over a week. What, you don't love your grandmother no more?" "Nana, don't talk like that. You're making me feel bad," Vanessa said. "You know I love you to death, and you far from being an old woman, so cut it out. You're looking younger than me," Vanessa teased. "Child, please. I look a hot mess. I don't care about none of that. I ain't got nobody to impress. I leave that to you kids with all that fashion and stuff." Vanessa laughed. "Nana, you crazy." "I ain't crazy. I got good sense, child. I might be old, but I ain't slow. You ain't just come over here to tell me how good you think I look anyway, and all that other mess. Remember, I raised your black butt, so I know when something's on your mind, even before you think it. Now come on over here and tell me what's wrong." Vanessa followed her grandmother into the kitchen. After all these years, her grandmother still could read her like a book. "Nah, ain't nothing wrong, Nana. I'm just going to be going away for a little bit, and I need to come get some of that money. You still got it, right?" "Of course I still got it, girl. What you think I would have done with it? Spent it all up?" "Man, I didn't mean it like that. I don't care if you spend it. I told you, use what you needed anyway. Child, I don't need your money. Just what you gave me is what I put up. I ain't touched one penny of it. That's your money, and you did whatever you did to get it. I don't want any parts of it. I only agreed to hold it for you because I love you no matter what. You're my grandbaby. I only hope that you come to your senses and stop what you're doing before something happens to you. The streets ain't no place to be for nobody, let alone a young woman. You're only 28 years old, got a whole life ahead of you. You can still go back to school and do something with yourself, baby. I pray to the Lord every night that He shows you the way before it's too late." Vanessa knew her grandmother meant every word she had said, and everything she said was out of love. She was used to her grandmother being straightforward with her. There was never a time when Vanessa came to see her that her grandmother didn't plead with her to leave the streets alone. Although she had all the love in the world for this woman, still Vanessa never listened, but she told herself that one day she would surprise her grandmother and tell her that she was out the game. "That's enough preaching though," Nana continued. "You never listen anyway." "Yes, I do, Nana," Vanessa said, sounding a little like a child. "No, you don't, but I still love you anyway. You said something about going away. Where you going, girl?" her grandmother asked. "I'm going down south." "Well, who?" "By myself, to visit some friends." "What friends, child? Since when you got friends down south?" Vanessa smiled. Her grandmother had always been suspicious and wouldn't drop a subject until she got to the bottom of it. "They're not originally from down south. They're from around here, but stay down there now." "If they from around here, then I know them, or I know their kinfolk. Who is they?" Vanessa knew that would be the next question. You remember Mrs. Bennett's grandsons, Stacks and Styles? Who, Bonky's boys? Yeah, their names ain't no Stacks and no Styles. There must be some old street name. You mean Darren and Andre? I know their mama Jean. They call her Sissy. Vanessa hadn't heard their real names in so long, she had to think for a minute because she had forgotten. Oh yeah, that's them. What they doing way down there? They bought a place down there, she said, hating to lie to her grandmother. She knew she had been seen right through. Mm-hmm. Them boys about around the same age as you and been out there in them streets just as long as you, if not longer. Don't give me that crap about they bought some house down there. I don't even want to know. Why you going down there? Why they down there? Nothing. The less I know, the better. You just make sure you be careful. You hear me? Yes, Nana, I hear you and I will. All right, I'll be right back. Her grandmother got up and went in the room and came back with a shoebox. Here's that money, child. I'm not taking it all. I just need some, Vanessa said as she opened the box. She had been hustling for 11 years, and from day one, she had always saved some of her profit. When it was a nice amount, she gave it to her grandmother to hold. Back in the day, Vanessa had spent a lot of money on clothes and jewelry. Still, she was able to save for a rainy day. This was her rainy day, and it was time to dip into her bank. Stacks was cool, but she couldn't go down south with empty pockets. Vanessa wanted to come with her own on her own terms. She had managed to stash a little over $85,000. She had already made up her mind to take a half a brick down, which would only cost her 12 grand. She had 3 days to move almost 4 G's worth of work, so she only took 13,000 from the stash and left the rest. Here, Nana, she said, handing back the box. Her grandmother went to put the money up and returned to the kitchen. Nana, I don't know how long I'm going to be gone, but just in case I'm not back by next month, happy birthday. Vanessa handed her grandmother one of the $1,000 stacks. Child, what I tell you before, I don't need your money. Besides, what I'm going to do with all that? Nana, I don't know. Whatever you want, but please don't turn this down. It's a present, and it's all I have. If you love me, you'll take it. Her grandmother's eyes became misty, and she reached out and took the money. Baby, you know I love you. You all I got in this world. I'm going to miss you, but baby girl, now, I know you're going to be all right. I just want you to take care of yourself down there and call me when you get there, understand? Yes, I will. Now get out of here before I won't be able to stop crying, her grandmother told her. I love you, Nana, Vanessa said as she got up to leave. She had never cried in front of anyone before, not even her grandmother. But as she headed for the door, 2 tears fell. She wiped her face and walked out of her grandmother's apartment. Chapter 14. Hi, you've reached the voicemail of Desiree. Sorry I missed your call, but if you leave me a message at the tone, I'll get back with you at my earliest. Beep. Desiree's voicemail activated. What's good, Des? The Stacks. Got your message early and I'm returning your call. Pardon me for the delay. Had to take care of some things today and lost track of time. I guess we both tried to catch each other and still didn't get hooked up. Hopefully our time will be better and we can link up though. Whenever you get this message, hit me back, because I'm really trying to get at you. I'll talk to you later. Again, I apologize for waiting until the end of the day to return your call. Hope you understand. Stacks ended. What do you think, Keish? Should I call him back or wait until tomorrow? Desiree asked after listening to the message. It's up to you, girl. However you want to play it. But you know what we're trying to do. I'll call his ass right back. Shit, I already got something set up for the night. And I think Pam with that nigga Dawn right now. So we already on our jobs. Even though she hadn't directly come out and said it, Desiree knew Keisha was basically trying to tell her she was bullshitting. This was the first instant Keisha had ever seen her friend procrastinate so much. Any other time, Desiree would be slick talking to nigga and setting up her plot, but now she was slow rolling. She had known Desiree for a long time, and because of all they had gone through, she knew they shared the same views on what they were into and what they were about. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to call him back now, Desiree said to Keisha. All right, well, I'm about to see what's up with the rest of these hoes. See if they putting something together. Knowing them chicks, they ain't met no ballers yet. Give me about 3 hours and call me. Let me know how it went down with you and that nigga. I should be home by then, Keisha told her. I'll call you. Okay, girl, I'll talk to you later. I'm out. Keisha left. As soon as she walked out the door, Desiree picked up the phone and dialed. Yeah, hello? A voice on the other end answered. Hello, is this Stacks? Stacks sat up, recognizing the voice. Yeah, it's me. What's up, lady? Not much. I got your message. I was in the bathroom when you called and couldn't get to my phone, Desiree lied. That's right. I'm glad you called. You're not busy or anything, are you? Nah, I'm just watching a movie, eating some pizza. I should say the movie was watching me. I dozed off up until the phone woke me up. Oh, I woke you? That ain't about nothing. I needed to be up anyway. I guess our timing got better, she said, repeating Stack's message. Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, I would have called you earlier, but today was kind of hectic for me. When I called, I was just really getting some free time to get at you. I didn't want to be talking to you and having to rush, you know what I mean? I understand. It's all right. So what you do today? Stacks asked. Nothing really. Went to the mall with my girls. Then we came back to my place and cooled out. I've been here for most part of the day waiting for you to call, she teased. Ah, I see you ain't gonna let me let that one down, huh? Nah, I'm just messing with you. What did you do today? A lot of running around. Something I really don't like to do, but it had to be done. I had to dip out the Benz and shoot out the ride and take care of some things. I don't want to talk about that, though. I want to talk about you. What about me? Desiree cooled innocently. That's what I want to know. Whatever you're willing to tell me. Okay, ask me a question, and I'll decide whether I want to give you an answer or not. Still feisty, like I thought, huh? Desiree laughed into the receiver. I'm not feisty. Why you say that? Because you're talking about I'll decide whatever I want to give you the answer to. I wasn't trying to sound feisty. I was just saying, Desiree replied, still laughing. Okay, I got a question. How come someone as sexy as you don't have a man? Desiree became quiet. She knew that would be his first question. It was always the first one men asked. Normally her well-rehearsed answer would roll off her tongue, but for some reason she was stuck. She pulled her thoughts together before responding. I don't need a man to make me happy. I don't need a man who's no good either. I can do bad all by myself. Most niggas come at you the same way, and they all want the same thing. Having a man is too much aggravation, and I'm not beat for the BS. That was the best she could come up with at the spur of the moment. So did I. So did I? Stacks asked curiously. Did you what? Did I come at you the way every other nigga does? She paused to think about it. Honestly, no, she told him. You were original. I give you that. Oh, thank you, Your Highness. Shut up, she said, laughing. You know what I mean. When you stepped to me, you seemed like you were being your own smooth self, she said, attempting to stroke his ego. Well, let me ask you another question. If I was so original and smooth and you were digging me, then why'd you shut me down that night at the Taj? It was a good question, and Desiree hadn't anticipated him asking. She had no intentions of answering him directly. I didn't shut you down. You and your peoples already had a bunch of groupies around you, remember? Maybe you weren't into them, but your boys were. I wasn't trying to intrude, because if I would have come over to your table, my girls would have come. And since you already had company, it would have been too crowded. Besides, I never said I was digging you, she finished with a smile. Oh, my bad for assuming. No problem. Just try not to do it again, Desiree replied. Yo, you cold. I'm only playing, boy, she said, laughing. I know. Oh, you do? Yeah. How you know that? Because if you were for real, we wouldn't be talking right now, Stacks answered confidently. You ain't never lied. So what's up? When can I see you? Stacks asked. Desiree knew she was taking a chance, but she had prolonged things long enough, so she was ready to turn it up. She was beginning to feel like her old self again. That's up to you. Tonight if you want. Stacks was caught off guard. He didn't expect Desiree to be so forward, but there was nothing more he'd rather do than to be with her. He always placed business before pleasure, and as bad as he wanted her, he had to decline the offer for the moment. I gotta take care of something important that's gonna take the rest of the night, then some. How about I come scoop you this weekend and we do something? All right, that's cool, Desiree answered. Stacks detected disappointment, but he had to take care of his business. Cool, I'll get at you. We'll set something up. I promise. Okay. Well, yo, I'm gonna let you go. I'll speak to you some other time. You better, she said. Don't worry. I'm gonna make it my business too. Oh, shit. I just remembered something. What? My cousin is coming down in a couple days, and I promise I'll show her a good time while she's down here, Stack said, referring to Vanessa. He didn't know why he blurted out the lie about Vanessa being his cousin, but he decided to let it be. He doubted Desiree and Vanessa would ever meet anyway, so it really didn't matter. How long is she staying? Maybe 2 weeks. Okay, well, whatever. Whenever you get the chance. You got my number. Yeah, I'll work something out, I promise. All right, talk to you soon. Definitely. Bye, Desiree said and hung up. Damn, Stack said to himself. Out of all of the times in the world to invite Vanessa down, why did it have to be this week, he thought. He was a man of his word and would have to work around Vanessa once he got her settled and set up in town. Either way, it didn't matter because Vanessa was like a cousin and Desiree wasn't his girl. So what was the worst thing that could happen, he thought. What does the P stand for in your name? Pam asked Don. Perry Young, Don said, smiling. No, it don't. Stop playing, boy. Pam softly hit him in the chest. Besides, it's Dom Perignon, she corrected. I know that. I was just messing with you. Dawn and Pam had spent the night together at the Comfort Inn smoking blunts, sipping Hennessy and sexing until the sun came up. Dawn was really into her. He had been with at least 100 different women since the three of them had been getting money in the South, and it was always just a fuck to him. But he really enjoyed being with a shorty from the dirty, particularly Pam. Just having her under him felt good. Pam wasn't like any of the females he had met. She was different and didn't ask him what type of whip he pushed back home, how much paper he was making, or to take her on a shopping spree. She wasn't up in his personal business, and he liked that. Not to mention she was his type physically. He had never been attracted to red bones or chocolate females, so Pam was right up his alley. He was feeling her caramel complexion, dark brown eyes, and long wavy hair. When they first met, Pam had worn her hair in a ponytail, but now she sported 8 neat cornrows down her back. She had a prominent nose and a set of luscious lips. Her lip gloss enhanced their fullness. She was fit with small breasts, a shadow 6 midsection, petite waist with hips and ass to match, and muscular thighs and calves. Even when Don was sexing her, he could feel her muscles contracting on his Johnson. Pam and her sister had strong resemblance, but to him, she was the badder of the two. Nah, P's my first letter of my last name, he told her. Oh, so what's Don short for? It ain't short for nothing, that's my name, he lied. Don had never told any chick he met his real name, which was Donnell Lamar Porter. The older heads from his block started calling him Little Don Juan back in the day because he had a lot of shorties sweating him. As he got older, he eventually just went by Don. I know you lying, but it doesn't matter. I don't mind. If you wanted me to know, you would have told me. So it's not meant for me to know. Pam was good at what she did. She knew how to make a man feel comfortable with being around her. In the past, she had gotten some of the so-called thoroughless dudes to open up and share with her behind closed doors about some of the most personal things. Dudes who were supposed to be strong and tough in the streets, she had found to be some of the most insecure and weakest dudes in the world. Pam even knew how to make niggas talk about their money without having to ask them. One of the things she realized they all had in common was the fact that whoever she dealt with, who hustled and got money did it to make themselves feel good. Ironically, that was also the story of her life. Back in the day, she was considered an ugly duckling. Dudes couldn't stand to look at her, but now she was one of the baddest chicks in the pond. She used her looks to her advantage. I dig how you think, Don said. A nigga could get used to us being together like this, shorty. Why you don't got a man? Who said I didn't? Pam answered in a serious tone. Don looked at her, not quite expecting that answer. Ha, I got you, she laughed. I ain't got no man. It's hard to find a good nigga down here. Yo, you had me fucked up for a minute with that shit. Not that it would have mattered. That nigga's relationship would have been in jeopardy, that's all. Because that wouldn't have made me stop fucking with you, Don told her. He thought back to what she just said. What you mean anyway, a good nigga hard to find down here? You saying I ain't shit? He asked, smiling. You said it, I didn't, Pam joked. Oh, it's like that? Nah, I'm just messing with you. It ain't like that. You seem like you cool and all, but you ain't from down here. And plus, we just met, so it's too early to tell. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel you. And you're right, but you'll see, though. Don said this as if he was determined to prove just how good of a dude he was. Yo, light that blunt back up, he said to her. That's some good smoke right there. It's the type of shit we be blowing up top. God bless the dead, this shit tastes like my man Dred's shit he used to pump. Pam almost choked as she was lighting the blunt. She was sure it had to be a coincidence. It couldn't be the same Dred they had robbed and put 6 feet under. But to be on the safe side, she had to find out. If by chance the Dred was one and the same, Pam and her crew were playing a dangerous game, messing with their new Vicks, she thought. You alright? Don asked, patting Pam on the back. Yeah, I'm okay. Fucking smoke went down the wrong pipe. Yeah, right. Shit too strong for you. You can't handle it. Pam flashed a fake smile. What happened to your man? She tried not to sound too curious. Who? Dawn asked, forgetting what he had just said. You said your man used to pump some smoke down here like this. Oh, you mean the Dred? Yeah, he got killed down in Raleigh a few weeks ago. Pam was eager to learn how he'd been killed, but knew better than to ask. Nigga got bodied and robbed up in his crib, and whoever did it left him butt ass, with the condom on his joint and all of that. Definitely had to be a chick involved in that, because the nigga was up in some guts before he got murdered. Pam's heart nearly burst out of her chest as she listened to Don. She thought she was going to have a heart attack right then and there, and wondered if Don could tell something was wrong. Did you hear about something like that on the news? Dawn asked. Pam tried to speak, but the words wouldn't come out. She finally answered, no, barely loud enough for him to hear. What's wrong, you all right? Dawn asked again. Pam was still stuck on stupid, behind the coincidence that Don, Stacks, and Styles were cool with her and her girl's last victim, the Dred. Her guilty conscience began to overwhelm her, and she started to wonder whether Don and his boys had figured out what had happened to their boy, and if they planned on finding out who had killed him. She knew it was a matter of time before things started falling to pieces, and she had to keep herself together. One false move or one wrong word could cost her and her girls' lives, she thought. She had to think of a way to get up out of there and out of there fast. I'm all right, she said, beating on her chest. My asthma messing with me. I don't think I have my inhaler on me, she lied. I need to get home and clear my lungs before I die out this motherfucker. Let me get dressed. I'll take you, Don offered. No, you don't got to do that. I can make it home all right. I'll just call you when I get there and let you know I made it in. You sure? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to roll with that this time, but if something happens to you, you'll feel fucked up that I let you drive by yourself like that. You better call me as soon as you get in. I will. Pam rushed to put her pants and shoes on. Yo, you sure you good? Don asked again, watching her get dressed. Yeah, I told you, I'll be all right. I'll call you later, Pam said, reaching for the knob. She had rushed out of the room so fast, she didn't even realize she had left her purse on the side of the table. Well, that concludes the evening read of a new quality bedtime stories with J.M. Benjamin. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you feel that this story is getting heated up. Stay tuned for the outcome of the characters in Down in the Dirty by myself, J.M. Benjamin. Visit us on A New Quality's website, www.anewqualitypublishing.com. Also, you can order our books on Kindle and Nook, Amazon.com as well, or wherever books are sold. Once again, please support the African American bookstores. Peace and good night.